The most challenging to me was actually dancing the Snow Queen in the Nutcracker, because in the version that I danced by Ben Stevenson, it was a stamina role. It was like 10 minutes straight. You danced with the guy, you were the king, and you were the queen, and then you had to dance with all the snowflakes. And being a soloist, I had to go back that evening and be a snowflake again. But for a minute, I got to be not only the queen of this dominion and to create this magic around me, and all the snow starts falling because of me. It just felt very powerful, and also because it also entailed a lot of technical challenges for me as a dancer. I felt that I could grow in that role. And it was a long time before I got to dance that. I mean, like almost 8 years in the company before I got selected to dance that. And so I always felt like that was one of my better parts. And then I also danced with a role called, a little less defined, but I was a woman in a red dress in a piece called Ghost Dances by Christopher Bruce. And it was a haunting ballet that was more along the lines of the kind of things I would end up choreographing myself, which is the stories of people, in that particular case, who disappeared in South America during that time, and how, you know, telling that story made me want to go back and read that history. Also kind of gave a voice to the people who died during those times, and I thought, now dance can take people to another place entirely with this. And that woman, she embodied kind of the matron of the community, and watching her husband being taken from her and dancing with her husband thinking like, he's still there, isn't he? Or is he not? You know, and that whole deal of dealing with grief and feeling like somebody's still with you, but they're not, and knowing that you witnessed something horrific. I don't know. That was one of those parts I felt like I was born to dance. And it just reignited my whole belief in who I was as a dancer and the stories that I had to tell. And that my experience as being a Black woman and coming from a history like ours had a lot to imbue my artistry with. And people still remember that role for me because there was something about it that was just kind of haunting. And I actually have a film of it, and it's really lovely to have that because I look at that and I think, who is that woman? That was me! But I know what I was inside at the time and what a transformation that was for me.